Hello, this is Claudia Russell with Cohasset Meet the Merchants. Here are with Stephanie from Lenny's Hideaway. Welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
So you and your husband opened up this shop how many years ago? I think this is your first year, isn't it, coming up?
Yes, 1 year. We actually have our 1 year anniversary next week, and we've got a week-long celebration going to celebrate the surrounding towns and give a big thank you for all the support we've had this first year.
So you've been here a year. So what has a year in Cohasset been like for you guys?
It's been an experience.
Yes.
Not only have we been open a year, but we moved full-time from California. So there's been a transition, but being here has actually been meeting our expectations and more because we had picked up and left from San Francisco to raise our kids here. And we had a good thing going in California, but we really wanted our kids to be raised in a community setting. And so living in Scituate and having business in Cohasset has been that exactly, being able to take them around to the different shops and feeling a part of the community and having our kids, you know, waved at and talked to on the playgrounds. It's been great.
Oh, wow. So I was going to ask, I mean, San Francisco weather versus Cohasset weather. I was like, what brought you here?
I know. We were actually in California last week, and our daughter had short sleeves on where everyone else had jackets on because it was 60 degrees there. And she had complained, why can't we live here? It's always summer.
She's turned into a true New Englander.
Yeah. But it's been an awesome move. We, like I said, had moved to raise our kids in a community, in a setting, and we had been coming back and forth from Scituate. At that time in California, we had 2 bars, which we could leave a little bit more by themselves and kind of, you know, take 3 months off here and then go back, work hard, play hard. And in that time that we traveled back and forth, we really fell in love with the South Shore. And we had considered maybe keeping our businesses out there and running them remotely. But like I said, we wanted to be invested full time in the South Shore and the community surrounding it and really just, you know, make a life here.
So did you come to just buy the area and just fell in love with it? Is that how you found out Cohasset and Scituate?
Yeah, well, my husband grew up in Quincy.
Oh, there we go, the connection there.
Yeah, don't hold it against him. But no, so we grew up he grew up in Quincy, and his parents moved to Scituate after he had left the house, so he had come back and forth and kind of, you know, spent some time in Scituate.
Okay.
And when we first came to Massachusetts together, he took me to the Cape, and I fell in love, and I thought, oh my God, this is like TV here. This is magical. And so that's when we first decided to possibly buy a house in this area.
Yeah.
And then we thought that Scituate had made more sense than the Cape because we could get, you know, to and from the airport easier. And had we decided to raise our children here, then we would have a better, you know, school system, and it made sense. Scituate made a lot of sense. So we did that. We bought, and then we changed our minds and actually went back to California and then changed our minds again and came back here. Now we're here to stay.
So Lenny's Hideaway, tell us a little bit about the bar and the restaurant and, you know, what you guys serve. What is it like?
So when we were looking for a restaurant, we had searched different locations in different towns, and when we found Lenny's Hideaway, we walked in, and we actually had a different concept for the place, but we're definitely not square peg round hole type people. And when we walked in, and it was actually a week before we went before the board for our alcohol license to be transferred, that we decided to change our entire concept and go with Mexican food.
Okay.
And we thought, you know, there's no Mexican food in the area. Our background is Italian food. We did have an Italian restaurant in San Francisco.
I was just about to ask, yeah, so you had a restaurant as Italian?
Yeah.
And the 2 bars, did they serve Italian food, or what kind of food did they serve in the bar?
So the 2 bars were just bars. In
Okay.
California, you don't have to serve food at a bar to have a license. So we had 2 licenses that did not require food. And the restaurant, Italian restaurant called Guido, we basically the concept was small menu. What would you eat if you went to, you know, an old grandma's house in Italy? And every day we went to the California markets because there's farmers markets year round there, and we would just pick everything out and we'd base our menu on that. And we made our, you know, our ricotta in house, our pasta in house, and so a lot of that applies to Lenny's, where we joke the only thing that you can find in a can here is the beer. So we decided to kind of take that concept and apply it to Mexican food. And of course, we can't go to markets every day here, but we try to keep it as fresh as possible. And then the other concept, when we first opened, they heard the name Lenny's Hideaway. They were
I was
a
just
little
going to
confused.
ask, yeah, where did the name Lenny come from?
So Lenny is our son, Leonard.
Oh.
Yeah, and we agreed to buy this. They agreed to sell it to us on his first birthday. So a little tribute to him when he's asking why he didn't have a petting zoo or a pinata for his first birthday. We'll say, we're in Massachusetts on a trip.
You have a restaurant.
Finding your restaurant. So we named it. Plus, Lenny just sounds like a guy that you want to hang out with, a person you want to hang out with, be with at the end of the day. And we like to joke that everyone has a little bit of Lenny in them. Just a fun, person to hang out with.
Yeah.
So we.
You should make T-shirts of that. Hang out with Lenny. Everybody should hang out with Lenny.
Yeah, I like it. We'll definitely go talk to Ron over a good one for that one.
Yeah.
So part of it was when we were coming up with our concept, we didn't want to be quote unquote pigeonholed. We wanted people to see what Lenny's Hideaway was for them. So instead of coming up with like a Spanish name in Spanish for the restaurant, or putting, piñatas, or, having mariachis around, we decided we wanted to call it Lenny's Hideaway. Mm-hmm. And so when you walk in, you kind of didn't know what to expect. Maybe you heard Mexican food, maybe you heard fun dance nights, maybe you heard great beers, maybe you heard this. So when you walk in, it is what it is to different people, and some people love to come with their family and hang out and have a good dinner. Some people like to sit at the bar to have drinks. So it's a little different, and I think being called Lenny's Hideaway allows you to see what we are to each person. So it kind of gives us a chance to get people in more than once a week and more than once a month. So that really works out. And
But no, I mean, you've done an amazing job. Just even the decorations. I mean, this place. I mean, you put in all the albums on the walls, and I mean, this disco ball right above us is amazing.
That was fun, and we kind of joked about it for a little bit, and then afterwards we're like, why are we joking about it? Let's just put one up. So,
yeah.
And it turned into this thing. So every second Saturday we have dance nights where we get the disco ball going, and we have a DJ come in, and it's a fun chance for people to come and just dance, because when you're not, it's not a wedding or you're driving to the city, it's just an opportunity to come in, and we get a nice range of people. It actually ends up being kind of a slightly older crowd that comes in, and everyone's just having fun and dancing, and it's a good time.
Wow. So what kind of music do you play at dance night? Every second Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's all over.
Yeah.
So we've got some disco, we've got some mainstream hip hop, we definitely have some Lizzo, because that's always on request. But this February, this Saturday, DJ Dance Night is themed. It's an 80s theme, and we did one in July, and it was a huge success, and people loved it. I mean, people dressed up for it.
No way.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. We had an Axl Rose in here. We had Rainbow Bright, so it was really fun. And so, in celebration of our 1-year anniversary, we decided to do another 80s night, since it was a big success.
Oh,
so
wow.
this Saturday in February, it's 80s themed.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sure you play a lot of these albums that are up on the wall as well, right? Some of the music from them. So how did you collect all of these album covers?
So we had a collection going when we first started dating, which grew. And then when we opened one of our bars in California, we decided to do the records there. And unfortunately, the collection that we had built up had to stay in California, because we sold the business as is, and they took everything and did it exactly the same as we had done it. So,
okay. So did you have the albums there too?
Yeah, so we had to start from scratch with a lot of these ones, but our good friend, Frankie Morocco, his mother had passed away, and she lived in Saugus, so he said, hey guys, you want a few records I have from my room? And we show up, and there's just milk crates full of albums, and he's in his 70s, so he has the best collection of music, because he's been through all the best eras. And it's from like Ella Fitzgerald to Rolling Stones, Motley Crue. Like, we have such a range of music, and if you come in, you'll see they're all numbered. So on request, you can come in and you can pick a number, and we'll play it for you on the record, and you can hear it spinning. Sometimes it skips, it definitely cracks a little bit, but it's awesome. And then what we also do is we allow people to bring in their records, and so if you have some records that you want to play but you don't have a way to play them, you can bring them in and play them. album.
Oh, wow. And the quality of them is just great. And the sound.
Yeah, well, it's fun because you walk around and you see all these old albums, but then you see like Moana and The Greatest Showman, because our kids have a collection of albums. So all these new songs and records and soundtracks are all coming up. So we've got like Guardians of the Galaxy and other fun soundtracks on. Yeah, we
Wow.
have now an album version.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome. And I see the record player right behind the bar.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a great vibe here on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
or
it's
any
really
night.
fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun, and sometimes you can't be too bummed if we can't get to the record, because if we do get too busy, it does get hard to keep turning that, spinning that album. But
Yeah.
for the most part, we try to keep it going as long as the requests are coming in.
A great bar. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but our friends, they have a little company, it's a Tree Line and Tide. They make jewelry, and they have a laser machine that cuts wood, and they actually created this design.
Wow.
And their laser, they put it through the laser, they hand cut all these pieces, or the laser cut all these pieces of wood, and then they came and hand placed each piece together
Wow.
down, and then and then we put an epoxy over it. But yeah, they're great. They created this design and then made it come to life by coming in and my friend Jen, she came and she was placing the pieces and putting the glue down, and then we had to hurry and get the epoxy on before the glue came up, but it was a process, but they did an amazing job.
Oh, that's unbelievable. So what kind of events and functions do you have?
So we've gotten a lot of requests for functions over the last couple months, ranging in size. We do rent out the whole restaurant on a request. We also have a room set off to the side where you can kind of have a little private party. We also have our outdoor deck that we built, the rooftop, that we built and completed at the end of last August. And so we've gotten a lot of requests for that as well. But they range in all sizes, so we'll do anything from give you the whole room, give you the whole restaurant, give you a part of the deck, to just cut off part of the bar as well, and just kind of like separate this area so you have your own little space.
Oh, wow.
So we're really flexible when it comes to accommodating groups and parties.
Oh, absolutely. So in terms of these events or just every night, the foods that you serve, what is your favorite dish or everyone's favorite dish?
So it definitely varies. The enchiladas, any of our enchiladas are popular. We do a lot of those. Our chicken enchiladas are probably the most popular out of the three. With those, you get one red and one green sauce, a tomatillo-based sauce, and then guajillo tomato sauce. And that comes with rice and beans. The rice and beans are grandma's recipe, so a lot of things on the menu are of my grandma's recipes that have been handed down.
Oh.
She actually, just when I was there, gave me a handwritten recipe from my great grandma of tamales. So you'll be seeing those in the months to come. The other thing is our burritos, our wet burritos that we do have become extremely popular. I think we sell about 90% of our burritos wet now, and then the other 10% just regular. And what that is any of our burritos, you get smothered in a guajillo tomato salsa with melted cheese and crema and scallions, and so you can make any burrito wet, and that's very popular.
So, I mean, I'm Dominican, so Dominicans don't eat spicy foods like we, in Mexico, but what is a guajillo sauce?
Guajillo is a type of pepper. It's actually not a spicy pepper.
Oh,
so
okay.
Most of the food at Lenny's is not spicy. We use a lot of flavor, but not a lot of spice, because we know a lot of people don't like spice, and we don't want anybody to miss out on anything. What we do have is on every table, we'll have our 3 bottled hot sauces that our chef Jason makes in-house, and he's amazingly talented when it comes to hot sauces. So we've got a grilled jalapeno, which is mild. We have another pepper-based one, which is more medium, and then a habanero-based one. So that's the spiciest, and you can spice up any of your food as much as you want with our house-made hot sauces.
I got you. That would be great for my husband, because although I can't eat spicy foods, he loves it.
Yeah.
So you meet both tastes, people that like spice and people that don't like spice.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
We also have stuff on the menu for people who claim they don't like Mexican food, but no, the people that don't like Mexican food or just want something else, we do have burgers on the menu. We've got different types of burgers that we're going to be featuring on our new menu. Right now, you can order any of them, but on the menu we'll have like a jalapeno burger, a California burger with sauteed mushrooms and avocado. So we've got a nice burger selection as well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So nothing Italian though? Do you have anything Italian on the menu?
No, we don't have anything Italian. We do random pop-up nights. One night we've been doing is ramen with ramen. So our buddy Mike Ramen and Rob Ciccone, they come in, they play guitar, and our chef makes a ramen, which is amazing. So we do that, but we'll do other things on the menu. Just he'll cook us like a staff meal that's delicious, and we're like, we gotta throw this on the menu. Let's just make a night about it, and we just like make a gimmicky night just so we can share it with the towns and with the Cohasset and with the rest of the towns. It's good.
So if our viewers, sounds like you have a lot of special events and special nights here with different musicians and things like that. If our viewers wanted to find out more about these events or what's going on or what is on the special tonight, where would they find that?
So they can go to our website, lennyshideaway.com, and we have an events calendar. Also follow us on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Lenny's Hideaway. There we'll show events we have coming up. We have new beers that we've just tapped because we've got a great rotating craft beer list. There they can also reach out and find information about private parties and then fundraising events, because we do a lot of fundraising events here. And last year, our first year, we helped donate/raise over $15,000.
Oh, wow. Oh, there's a lot of events and functions and towns and groups that need that. Yeah. So that's great that you guys do that for the community.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. So in terms of beers, you mentioned beers, wines. And do you have tequila here?
Cocktails, yes. We got lots of tequila. We've got different kinds of tequila. Some that you might have not heard of. We try to go a little more craft when it comes to the tequila. And then beers, of course, we Untold, we have Stellwagen. We'll be having some vitamin C next week for our anniversary week, which is huge. And then we have some California beers that I like to bring in that I know are really good. And I just, we're definitely going for quality. So we like to rotate it, keep it fun, keep it fresh. Wines, we have a great Italian wine on, so that's another thing. We have Spanish wine on. We have different. We have California wine on from our friends' wineries, so we have really great wines as well. And then different types of liquor as well. We also have a nice craft cocktail list. We like to keep the cocktails pretty simple and classics, so you'll find a really great Manhattan Putnam Rye whiskey, and then you'll see a great old fashioned on there, and my favorite, the Sidecar, which is a forgotten cocktail.
Sidecar, what's in that?
The Sidecar is like a VSOP, we Moulin Rouge, but if you're going to order somewhere else, you might see it with like Hennessy or something. So cognac based, and then it's got Cointreau and lemon juice with a sugared rim.
So it sounds like you have drinks for adults as well as for children too. You have a few.
Yeah,
there.
we do. We get a lot of kids that will come in and order a mocktail. We get a little couple kids that come in and say, just make me something fancy. So we do that, and we make our little mocktails. We make we'll serve those in a mason jar, so you can tell it's a mocktail. But we'll add a little bit of like raspberry simple syrup or into a limeade to make it a little fun, or however they want to do it.
Yeah, so it's a great family atmosphere.
It is, yeah. So in the other room, like I said, we kind of transformed that a little bit. Our booths are really high, so when we were debating on making how to make our booths, because those were hand built. I think we were out to eat with our family, and our kids were standing on the booths and like reaching over and being like, hi. And we called our friend. We're like, hey, is there a way you can build booths like a foot higher? And so we have a nice private booth, and buckets, like car seat buckets, fit nice perfectly into the booths. Over in the room, you'll see like a craft table, which is basically a train table but with like stencils and stamps and paper on it that kids can gather to and just draw and hang out. And it was a train table, but our kids are test market for everything, and like within minutes they were fighting over the trains. So we're like, let's make it a craft table.
Yeah.
And so kids are just doing what you want them to do at the table, which is like color, but they get up and walk around and stand over there. And I feel like for parents, it's just basically a white flag. Like, we get it. Like, it's hard. Bring your kids in this room. Don't worry about it. And so if you don't like that type of atmosphere, just don't eat in there from 5 to 7. Come eat in this side of the room.
Absolutely. So the next week coming up, you're saying your anniversary starts on when? Saturday, when you have the big 80s night?
No, so actually we're gonna do this Saturday, February 1st. We're doing Cohasset with the Coalition Safe Harbor Coalition.
Okay.
We're doing an open mic, but it's an 18 and under open mic. Okay. So that's from 2 to 4. I'm sorry, 4 to 6 on Saturday. So that's kind of a little kickoff to it, and then. Following, we're closed Sunday, Monday, but we have Tuesday. We kick off with our Ramen with Ramen, which benefits the Hall PTO. Then Wednesday night is Ladies' Night, and that's for Cohasset. Give women an excuse to say, sorry, I gotta go, it's Ladies' Night. It benefits the Cohasset Education Foundation, and we'll do some raffles from some of the women-owned businesses in Cohasset. And have an awesome women playlist that night going on. Thursday night, we are doing the Inclusion Records, where they're going to have a pop-up shop and spin some vinyl, and that'll go towards Norwell Education Foundation. Friday night, we have Nectar, a band with some of our friends from Scituate, so they're going to be benefiting the Scituate Education Foundation. And then Saturday night is Edie's night, benefiting
that is the end of your week of celebrating.
Yeah, we like to go a little bit longer than this one day here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't get to celebrate birthdays because we have 2 little kids at home, so we'll just celebrate it through Lenny's, live vicariously. Yeah.
So come live vicariously at Lenny's and check their events. Sounds like you have amazing events coming up in this week, and it sounds like you have them almost every week, in the month. So check out Lenny's Hideaway. What is it again, the website?
www.lennyshideaway.com, and on social media at Lenny's Hideaway. And if you do come in, please always feel free to introduce yourself, say hi, tell us your name, tell us your kid's name. We're eager to learn all about all of our customers.
Yeah, well, thank you, Stephanie, for joining us for Meet the Merchants.
Thank you.
Take care. This is Claudia Russell from Cohasset Meet the Merchants. Stephanie, tell us about the record player behind the bar.
So, record player, if you walk around, you'll see numbers on all the albums, and then they're all categorized back here so that when somebody requests a number, we can play it. So, we come over here, we find it, and we play it. Part of the job training process is showing, how some of these younger kids how to use the record player. Because everyone's kind of nervous about using it, doesn't really know how, but it's really easy.
Today's generation, probably many of them haven't seen record players.
Yeah, exactly. So you want to do this. So we turn it on, we get it spinning. Do you want to try it?
Well, actually, why don't we play a song?
A little mixer right here.
I like that. What does a mixer do? I've always wondered what a mixer does.
It allows us to control sounds all over the restaurant. So we have lots of different speakers. So if we wanted to be turned down in that room, we can turn it down in this room. If we want it to be the volume to be lower here by the window, we turn it down by the window. We can focus more of the sound over there.
Wow.
So it allows us to do that. And when we're not doing the album, we can hook it up to TVs. Turn it down just a little bit there. We turn it up. We actually have it hooked up to the TV, so when there's a big game on, like the Niner game, we turn that up, and everyone can watch the game. So it allows us to be our own little personal DJ, be a little sports bar, be all kinds of things.
Oh, awesome.
So this is our tequila selection.
Wow. This is quite impressive.
We actually have a few more that aren't displayed up here. We're running out of space, but they're all listed on the menu. We have some of the well-known brands like Espolon and Cazadores, and Don Julio, and then some other lesser-known brands of things we've searched out or we like. And then we also have, varying in price from, $9 all the way up to $200.
You have a $200 bottle of tequila.
Well, it's actually a $1,500 bottle of tequila, but it's $200 for a serving.
A shot.
Yeah.
Wow, that must be an amazing tequila.
Yeah, so it's here, and believe it or not, we're almost finished with this bottle.
Wow.
So
a lot of people at Cohasset like it, or sit, that's not sure.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Everyone's probably seen this bottle as well, but this is a higher end version. From the same producer. So we do sell a lot of these. We're working up our bottle collection here to make a nice little decoration we have in mind for it. But
I have never seen a tequila bottle like this. So tell me about it. I'm afraid to hold it actually because I don't want it to fall and break.
Well, that's why I handed you this one and not the other one.
Good, smart.
No, it's Casa Azul. It's a pretty popular one in tequila. People like it, and if people see this and they order this and they know they like this type of tequila, then it allows us to then steer them in other directions. So oftentimes people will ask for a certain type of tequila, and we don't carry that. But you know, what do you like about that, or you know, do you like something like this? And we give them something, and I've never had anybody not like any of the tequilas we've steered them to.
Hi, this is Claudia Russell at Lenny's Hideaway. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Stephanie, for having us with you today.
Thank you.
Bye.